Do you wake up and choose violence? Have you ever gotten back with an ex?
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Well, today we're doing two of those things. What's up, guys? I'm Random Frank P, and today we're going to be revisiting the Logitech G502. I know that all the jokes start back up again, but we're going to be revisiting it in the sense that I'll be telling you about my last 2 weeks going back and using this as my full-time mouse. Now, this doesn't mean that I'm doing that full switcheroo back to this. I'm still going to main my Viper Ultimate because that's just, probably my go-to. It's been so since release. And since the mouse market has gotten real stale over the past 6 months, it's gotten kind of boring, nothing really new, I wanted to go back to the days when 120-something grams was rather the norm. So before the Viper Ultimate came out, I'm sure a lot of you know if you've been a fan for a while, I was a G502 lover. I stood by its side, and it was my main mouse since release, with the original G502 to the Proteus Spectrum, the Hero, then the wireless Lightspeed. I reviewed them all, I used every iteration, and honestly, I loved it, and I kind of still do. But like I said, I'm not going to be maining it. So I've used it for the past 2 weeks. We're going to kind of bring you back through and talk about my adjustment going back to a heavier mouse after using a lightweight mouse for so long now, what I think about it, and if it's even still worth it. Spoiler, it is. So it really all started when I first built my GMMK Pro keyboard. I built a really clean black and white version, and for B-roll, I wanted to find a black and white mouse to go with it. And then I remembered a few years back, I teamed up with Colorware, and they made me a custom Random Frank P G502 with my logo on it, with a nice black and white sort of paint job. So I figured, let me shoot some of this B-roll with this black and white mouse, just for aesthetics, to visually match it. I opted not to show that B-roll during my review because I kind of wanted to save that surprise, and I knew the whole comment section would just be flooded with G502 comments and they would ignore the GMMK Pro. So I didn't really, use that for this video. But once I was using that during gameplay, I was like, holy shit, this muscle memory is incredible. I went right back to that, the ergo style, feels really nice in the hand. It's a really unique, design to the mouse, obviously. It's aggressive looking in the visual gamer sense, but the actual just ergo design to it, for me, because I used it for so long, it was just like flipping that switch right back on again. I was immediately used to it like I've never, switched off of it. And then I thought to myself, okay, if I really want to stick to this video and actually use it for 2 weeks, I'm not going to use the wired version. I'm going to go back to the Lightspeed, which is a little bit lighter and obviously wireless. So let's take a look at it, shall we? So the Lightspeed does come in at 114 grams, which I know sounds hilarious right now because we have mice that are around like 50 grams and 60 grams on average. So this is nearly double the weight of the average gaming mouse out there currently, in the mouse market. And again, I've been maining the Viper Ultimate since it released towards the end of 2019, and that's just 74 grams. But comparatively, it's 40 grams lighter than the G502 Lightspeed. Yeah, it's heavy, yeah, it's got optional weights, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, this mouse is one of the top selling gaming mouse of all time. You can laugh at Logitech all you want, but they're laughing all the way to the bank, trust me. It uses their 25K DPI Hero sensor. There's 11 programmable buttons. You have some glossy strips going through it, like who knows why. It comes with 5 3.6 gram weights if you wanna add more to it, like a psycho. One thing I definitely do miss about this mouse is the hyper scroll. Like, the scroll wheel on this is just insane. I love how it can just go for like a minute straight. Super satisfying stops on the scroll wheel too. You can feel every one with a thick tactility. And also, I completely forgot this mouse had the sniper button, which you can toggle to like downshift your DPI to like 100 or 200. I used to use that all the time for like sniping and stuff. That's like kind of what got me into Battlefield and playing it more full time, was just because with that sniper button, I could just quickly stop down, get a headshot real quick. Obviously, with other mice not really having that ability, I've gotten much better in sniping in general, so I don't need to quickly shoot down at 200 DPI. In fact, like even doing that kind of threw me off a bit because I wasn't used to that just quick reduction now. But it was just funny how I absolutely loved that feature on this mouse. The scroll wheel is also a tilting scroll wheel, so you had the left and right clicks, which I completely forgot about. Now the mouse itself doesn't have any, hyperglide feet. It's their stock Teflon feet, so my unit, they're probably worn out by now for how long I've used them. They're definitely not smooth, but you factor in inertia, and if you give it a push, it'll definitely go a bit. So how'd I do, right? That's all you care about. How did I perform with this mouse? And it took me about 2 or 3 matches before I was fully back into the G502 form, you know what I'm saying? And I got accused of hacking in Battlefield. I got reported because I was doing so good. I was taking that many names, people literally thought I was hacking the game. And that's when I started just laughing to myself hysterically, like, these clowns think I'm hacking and I'm using a G502 right now. What are they using? It doesn't matter. I was like memeing myself in that moment for how ridiculous it was. Just the fact that I was using this older, heavier mouse now and I was getting accused of hacking. Like, come on, dude. That just goes to show you, like, I was feeling it. Those 2 weeks with this mouse, it was interesting, but it was fun. Muscle memory is a wild thing, and I acknowledge the trend of lightweight mouse, and I also acknowledge it's probably better, and it's more of a natural fit. Because even though, in the grand scheme of things, 114 grams isn't heavy, you're not gonna be building muscle off of it. It's wild to me that going back to that increased weight really didn't feel too different once I got back into the swing of gaming. For me, it's all about the ergonomics and just the design of the mouse for using it for so long felt super comfortable. So would I still recommend this mouse in 2021? Probably not as your main mouse, no, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Who cares about the weight? The price for this, I know the light speed's kind of gone down. It's around $120 now, which is still kind of expensive for a wireless mouse considering how many mice have come out since that are lighter and kind of better in the end. So pretty pricey. But the G502 Hero, which is the wired version of this mouse, is only $40. That I highly recommend. If you're a fan of the ergo shape, if you don't like the lightweight mouse trend, $40 for a G502 with their Hero sensor, that's a no-brainer. So what's the point of this video? 1, muscle memory is a hell of a thing. It doesn't matter what the current weight of your mouse is. You use something long enough, you're gonna get used to it, you're gonna get better at it over time. 2nd, I've put out a lot of keyboard content lately, so I wanted to switch it up and do a mouse video because the mouse market right now, very dull, very stale, not a lot of exciting things. And the whole lightweight trend, we've seen it, it's kind of tapered off. Not a lot of new releases right now. 3rd,
You ever seen a grown man naked?
so alright guys, that'll wrap it up for revisiting the Logitech G502 Lightspeed. Hope you all enjoyed. If you did, give it a big thumbs up to show your support. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at RandomFrankP. And lastly, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a good day.